today I'll be talking to you about the mechanisms of labour. I've got my baby and my pelvis, so let's get started. Ideally, babies will present in a cephalic longitudinal lie, meaning baby's head will be down and the poles will be longitudinal to the maternal uterus, and we don't want babies that are transverse or ideally not breech for a spontaneous vaginal birth, that is. So most babies will enter the pelvis ROA, which is right occipital anterior, or LOA, which is left occipital anterior. Sometimes you can get them posterior. Those labours are often longer. As labour approaches, baby's head will go from being free within the abdomen to engaging in the pelvis. This is when the widest diameter of the baby's head along the sagittal suture enters the pelvic inlet along the transverse diameter, which is the largest diameter of the pelvic inlet. So the sagittal suture lines up with the transverse diameter, entering the pelvis. The baby's head is now engaged. Next is descent. This is when the contractions will help to push baby's head through the pelvis until reaching the pelvic floor. Once baby reaches the pelvic floor, the counter pressure from the pelvic floor will cause baby's head to flex and pop its chin on its chest. This reduces the diameter that needs to navigate through the smallest diameter of the maternal pelvis past the iliac spines. This position is known as the suboccipital bregmatic position. Once that has happened, this is flexion. So the chin to chest is known as flexion. And once flexion has occurred, baby will navigate through the pelvis further with each contraction until it comes to the subpubic arch. Once it reaches the subpubic arch, it will rotate from this ROA or LOA position, or whichever way it is, 90 degrees to an OA position, occipital anterior position, to navigate this subpubic arch. From there, baby's face will sweep the pelvic floor and navigate to a flexed position. So baby's head is now flexed, and with each push, we will be able to notice from the vulva that crowning is starting. So once crowning is starting, she'll keep pushing. This is when the perineum is under the most pressure, and sometimes when tearing can occur. Then what will happen is an external rotation and restitution. So external rotation is when baby's head will turn from the OA position to face the maternal inner thigh, either to the left or the right. For this baby, we're on the maternal inner left. And those shoulders will turn from transverse to OA to be in line with the head. That's known as restitution. Then, for expulsion, baby's anterior shoulder will deliver, then posterior shoulder will deliver, and the baby will be expelled from the maternal pelvis. And the baby will be delivered and mum will be happy, hopefully.